What's going on, good people? It's your boy Iceberg here, coming to you this morning from the garden like we like to do. It's a beautiful, peaceful morning out here. Nice and cool this morning. I like the temperature today. I don't know what the temperature actually is, but it's a nice, cool morning. Feels really good. You're not feeling that humidity in the air, nothing like that. Not feeling sticky when you walk outside like we be doing down here in the South. So it's a nice, beautiful morning. Good morning for you to be out in your garden if you have one. If you don't have a garden yet, you need to go ahead and get one. I just told you yesterday, we got this long weekend coming up. Make sure you take advantage of it. Put some energy into taking care of your family, taking care of your household, doing stuff around your house that's going to have y'all eating this winter, because it's going to be a cold winter. Some of them food shortages going to be coming, and you want to make sure that you and your family are prepared and got the food necessary to eat all winter long. And then maybe you have to take care of some of your other family members that don't live right in your household. That's why y'all have an abundance if you go ahead and get that stuff planted now. I'm trying to force this smile on my face because I am not happy, people. I'm not happy with what's going on. Old Iceberg over here. I done told y'all about my life. I'm married, been married over 20 years. I don't have any children, but I care about your children. Why? Because I have to live in this world with your children. Your children are getting dumber. Some of it's your fault. Some of it's the school's fault. But it's ultimately your responsibility to educate your child, right? It's not the school's responsibility to educate your child. It's ultimately your responsibility to educate your child on the things you want them knowing. And old Iceberg over here, I've only been doing YouTube videos probably, about 6 months now, let's say. I can't remember the exact month I started, but about 6 months or so. And in my very first videos, I used to do live streams, and it'd only be, 1-2 people in there watching, and I maybe get like 10 views on the whole video, right? But my first videos, I did a lot of talking about education, about how your kids are not getting educated, how the test scores are terrible, how your kids aren't reading at a 4th grade reading level when they graduate high school. All of this stuff is still true, just getting worse. Story just came out today in the media talking about how they're wanting to blame everything on the pandemic now. Even though the test scores have always been terrible, even since back when I was in school, now they're blaming it on the pandemic, saying that the test scores plummeted for, I want to say 2nd graders or something like that. But basically saying that the test scores plummeted in reading and math during the pandemic for elementary school students. The test scores are already shit. So yeah, they may have gone worse. Plummeted means they're like down to 0 or nothing now, as opposed to the like 30% that they were or something like that. So test scores plummeting in reading and math. Now your kids can't read, they can't add, they can't do shit that they need to know how to do. Basically is what they're saying. You know why that is? Because the curriculum is bullshit. Y'all spend so much time arguing about the books in the schools that y'all aren't paying attention to the curriculum in the school. Fuck the books. Fuck what they're talking about. The kids can't even read those books. So you're worried about the books being in the library. The kids can't even read those damn books. Honestly, your kids can't read all of the books that you're arguing about, because once they get to high school, they don't even have a 4th grade reading level. The majority of them. This isn't just a little isolated thing. This has been going on in America since the 80s. The majority of the kids do not have a 4th grade reading level when they graduate high school. This is what has been happening, and nobody wants to address the actual issue. Everybody wants to talk about all of the distractions. The books are a distraction. Your kid's going to pick up whatever book they pick up because it's available to them on their phone. You give them phones at 10, but you're arguing about the books in the library. They're not even going into that damn library looking for that book. Y'all are having stupid arguments. You need to be talking about the curriculum. Instead of the curriculum, your kids are going to school, and what are your kids learning? Your kids are learning, let's go Brandon, fuck Donald Trump, am I gay, straight, lesbian, all the other things in elementary school. Am I black, white, Mexican, all these other things. Whole bunch of bullshit that the kids don't need to be talking about, don't need to be learning, don't need to be thinking about. Why? Because the adults don't even need to be thinking about that bullshit. But that's what the kids are learning in their curriculum. They're too busy trying to figure out what their sexuality is and all of that stuff, rather than learning how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, use their damn fingers. I don't care. They don't know how to count. They don't know how to do math. They don't know how to read. And y'all are arguing about bullshit. People, wake up. Your kids are dumb. It's your fault. Because you got your kids arguing about dumb stuff. You got your kids focused on dumb stuff. Put the arts, put the trades, put all of that stuff back in school. Your kids need to know how to use their hands. They need to be in art class. They need to be in damn wood shop. They need to be in auto shop. They need to be learning all of the skills of life. They need to have classes on taxes, accounting. All of that stuff needs to be the stuff in elementary school through high school. Fuck college. Elementary school through high school, your kids should know how to be accountants, mechanics, carpenters. They need to know how to do all the math. They need to know how to read. They need to know how to do all of that stuff. They need to know how to be gardeners. Y'all arguing over bullshit. Your kids can't even read. Read the articles. Look at the statistics. NEA, I think it's .org or .gov or something like that. They count all of this stuff up. Y'all don't even go and look. You got it right in your hands. You got a phone in your hands. And guess what? Your kids do too. They're not worried about the books in the library. If they want to read any of these books y'all don't want them to read, they can go right on their phone, use your Amazon account, pay $6.99, and boom, they're reading the damn book. But your kids don't even know how to read the words, and you arguing about the damn books. People, pull your heads out of your asses. Wake up. Fix your school boards. Fix your schools. If not, snatch your kid up out that school and educate their ass at home. Homeschool their ass. Get a job that allows you to work from home like you've been doing the last 2 years and homeschool your damn kids. Teach them the stuff they need to know. They are getting dumb as hell going to these schools, and you just keep letting them go to that babysitter or daycare. That's all it is daycare. They not learning shit, but a bunch of bullshit. How to grow up and fit into society. That's how they're learning. How to grow up and go work for somebody and try to fit into this society. Fuck fitting into society. Be different. Be not anti-society in terms of you're hating on society. Just separate yourself from society. Be different from society. Go against the grain. Fuck what society's doing. Go do your own thing. Stop teaching these kids how to fit in. How to be a part of the group. Teach them how to be an individual and how to have all of the skills where they can go out in the wilderness and survive by themselves, because they can build their own house. They can make their own motors and engines and all of that stuff. They can light up their own house with electricity. They can do their own plumbing. They can do it all. Teach your kids how to do that rather than them worrying about whether they gay, straight, bi, all of that stuff. They shouldn't even be thinking about sex. So why are they talking about it? Got that off my chest. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful and productive Thursday. Make that plan to get that stuff done this weekend. Get yourself a garden planet. Bring your kids out there with you. Teach them that. It'll go a whole lot farther for them in the world than them worrying about what their sexuality is right now, what their race is. All of that stuff is American, well, I ain't gonna say American, but Western world constructs. It's bullshit. What your sexuality is between you and who you're having sex with. Nobody else in the world needs to know. Your race is just made up for forms. It's Western world constructs. We need to get rid of all of those classifications and people just go be themselves, but be productive self in this world. This is Iceberg. Salute.